Do you have a good book inside of you? That's what the subject of this week's Making Conversations Count podcast was. Wendy spoke with Dawn Bates, who is a best-selling author and writing coach. Essentially, her job is to take the words that are stuck in your brain and make sure that they're transferred nicely onto the page.
You spend so much time alone when you're writing your book. And for some of us going through this personal journey, it can be very challenging to put your heart and soul onto a page and then have someone who's never published a book come to get, oh, well, I spotted a mistake.
Let's carry on the conversation and find out about Wendy's takeaways.
She's just infectious. She's so infectious. And to the point where I've had to actually look up what an activist is, because right now in the world, you know, there's so much talk about what's going on and the ramifications and the domino effect that we're all feeling, even though we're, in a different country, in a different place. And I just think activist, and I was thinking, and it was nagging me, does activist give me a really negative feel? And I thought, well, yes, but it's only by association to something. So when you associate activism with Dawn Bates, it just puts a big grin on my face because she's absolutely on a mission. This 1 million books this year just made me write down, I'd love 1 million downloads. So I'm with you, Dawn. Why not have big, ambitious, audacious goals and go for it? So I just think that she's so full of life experiences. Some things have been out of her control. What stuck with me? Gosh, speaking to strangers is something that I do, but being able to speak to strangers and heal yourself through her medium, which is writing, like we said in the episode, magic with a K.
And I think you picked up on this quite early on as well, actually. Behind the scenes, every time Wendy records with a guest, there's a little note that goes on the little project management board, and it's Wendy's thoughts fresh from recording. And one of the thoughts that she had was, for promo, part about investing. For me, it was really poignant as well. I'm glad that you picked up on that, because that was what was really key to me, is almost anti-LinkedIn messaging of on LinkedIn. It's all about, oh, you can change your life overnight. All you got to do is, send out connection requests and that will make you loads and loads of money. And there is a bit of a vibe. There is a bit of a skewed perception that all you need to do to be successful is to just get on LinkedIn and connect with loads of people and get loads of connections. Whereas we all know there's more to it than that. You've got to bring something to the table as well. And when she was talking about actually investing in development and actually, the amount of money that she spent on being good at what she does because she wanted to be good at what she does, that for me was, and especially with the whole parodying manifestation, I'm going to manifest a cup of tea. It's just so poignant because I think it's really easy to get sucked into it these days, where you see some really inspirational stuff on the internet and you go, oh yeah, I can just close my eyes and meditate and suddenly I'll be a millionaire. And it just really isn't that simple. And working with someone like Dawn to get your book out there, for me, it was just like, wow, yeah, she gets it.
I know, I had a Garth moment, didn't I? It was like, I'm not worthy. I'm only on Amazon. There's 150,000 places that you can be published. And I was like, that's mind blowing. But yeah, seriously, I did think that, there was also the point where she talks about Waterstones and getting a book on. And my daughter loves to go into Waterstones. She's 13. I encourage her to buy a book every month, that sort of thing. And she goes through them. And sometimes she really struggles. She goes to this section and her friends tell her what they're reading and one thing and another. But honest to goodness, going back to this development and personal development, have you ever been up and spoken to any member of staff at Waterstones? They've practically read or researched every single book and will be able to tell you, if you like this author, you will like this author. If you've not read this, you'll read that. So they know how to help you pick a book as well. And this is kind of what we're saying, isn't it? throughout all of the episodes that we've done so far, I mean, we're approaching 80, I think, we're talking to people that know what they're talking about in their field to be able to point us in directions that we would never, ever have considered ourselves. And that's what Dawn does too, when it comes to writing a book or writing a course or just getting started. That growth and action, your truth equals power. You know, that was the key message for me with Dawn.
So there we have it, another fantastic episode of Making Conversations Count with Wendy Harris, the telemarketing trainer and expert. If you enjoyed the episode, please do remember to give it a review and a few lines of praise in your favourite podcast app, be it Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Podchaser or Good Pods. Next week, we have Rob Cressy.